Nicholas,
What's up?
3 days out. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I had a long camp and I'm more than ready.
How disappointing was it that you had to pull out of the Ignacio Bahamondes fight at UFC 287?
I was super disappointed and I can feel like the times that when I had to pull out fights, the feeling was 10 times worse when I lost a fight because when I was supposed to have my UFC debut against Damir Hadzovic and I had to pull out, I I got so like mentally was so hard. Then when I lost my UFC debut to Jim Miller, I was like, all right, I did my best. I just gotta go back and change the mistakes that I made, and was okay. But then when I had to pull out this fight against Ignacio, oh, it was so hard, and I didn't want to pull out. And when people was asking me, "We're gonna pull out," I'm like, "No, I'm not going. I'm not going to pull out." Then the guys that have more experience and my coach that has so much experience, he told me that I had to do it, and I'm like, okay, then was real hard. After I felt so stressed out, I remember one day at Extreme, I was doing sparring, and Mads Brunel is one of my best friends, and he says something like from outside, almost like, "Relax, man," or something like that. And I stopped in the middle of the sparring, and I was so angry that I was like, "Brother, we were coach now." And Matt's always a very angry guy, and he start angry. Then after I was like, "Sorry, bro, I'm just stressing out." And he say, "Oh, I understand."
How close were you to actually going through with the fight?
What do you mean?
How close were you to actually fighting at UFC 287? Like, were you like, was there a chance that you might have fought if it wasn't for your coaches telling you like,
Yeah, if it wasn't for my coaches, I would have fought, but it made sense. It was so deep that they say they could even see like my bone or my tendon, and I was gonna take off the stitches like 3 days before or something. Like was so close to the fight, and my coach was explaining to me like some little things that just by touching that spot would be wide open, and he just said like, if we go to a fight and we lose because the guy was better, it's okay, but we don't want to go to a fight that you already have a disadvantage. And if they didn't stop fights because of cuts, all right, but you know that that could happen and doesn't work.
so then you pull out of the fight and then you're waiting for an opponent. You were already in shape, but you weren't getting an opponent like right
Oh
away.
yeah,
Wanting to fight on that New Jersey card. How um, just what were the emotions like not being able to get a fight right when you
yeah.
wanted one?
I always do that. I always annoy my manager a lot. I remember when I fought in September last year, I want to fight again. I want to just keep that momentum, and I want to fight again like in January or December, even December. And always my all my family's in Brazil, and always I go to Brazil to spend Christmas with my family because I did this my whole life. But I was so focused and I want to fight again so bad that I said, "Sorry, but I'm staying here because I want to stay focused and I want to fight again and I want to keep this momentum." But and I was annoying my manager a lot, but it's still like they gave me a fight only for April in the UFC 287, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the opportunity the UFC gave to me because it was a pay-per-view card, and that's a dream for me, and I'm just grateful to be able to be doing what I dreamed my whole life. I turned pro when I was 18 years old, and I've been on this path. I left home when I was 18 years old and moved to Rio, and after moved to United States by myself. And it's been a long journey, and I'm just grateful for everything.
Fighting Manel Torres. On paper, it's a very fun fight. Both of you guys like to knock each other out. How do you like the matchup?
Oh, it's a great match. Yeah, it's like, let me see. I was thinking it's like the Brazilian brawler versus the Mexican pitbull. He comes to fight, and that's the way I like to fight. I think like they both very good fighters and they have a lot of knockout power, like Ignacio and Manuel. But I think like they say, style make fights. I think like Manuel is even better because he comes to fight for real. Sometimes I felt like Ignacio, he likes to use the fact that he's 6'3" and he likes to make points and he likes to be counting and moving, and sometimes he doesn't engage. And I think Manuel is a good fight, both for me and for him. We can get maybe like a performance of the night. And I'm in my best shape ever. I improved my grappling a lot working with Jake Shields. I improved my striking a lot working with Ray Sefo, and I have so many good training partners at Extreme Couture, and I'm ready.
Most importantly, last question for me. You've been letting your hair grow. What's up?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a shout out to my barber, Elliot. He has 2 barbershops in Vegas, the Garrison and Elliot and Co. If you wanna look better, go to him. I just like today he kind of like fixed my hair. I was like, maybe that look. I don't know. I'm not used to that because I'm used to shave my head. And I'm like, he knows better because he's one of the best barbers I ever seen. Just like when Sefo gave me advice, I'm like, he has like 200 fights, so he knows. Or when Jake gives me some advice, I'm like, oh, this guy already beat Damian Maia, so he knows about jiu-jitsu.
Awesome. Thanks, Nicholas.
Thanks.